we see so many patients who come to our clinic at Angels 12, and some of them have their own insecurities, some over focusing on one area of the face, and they literally focus on this imperfection. So today, me and Jean decided to talk about our own insecurities, because let's agree, we all have them, and also share with you how we deal with them. So Jean, can you please tell us how do you feel about your appearance, and if there is any area of your face, body that you dislike?
So it kind of goes back a long way for me. So looking at me now, and people don't really believe what I have to say, but when I was in my 20s, I was actually weighing 15.5 stone.
Wow.
And if you can change that into kilograms as well, but to me, 15.5 stone sticks in my mind. So I think because of a reflection of how I am, I had to do something about that. I'd got 2 young children and was really worried about what they would have thought of me when they got older, and I'd got to go to the school gates, and that just made me get fatter because I was just so miserable at that time. So if I have to think about an insecurity now, is I am very controlled with my diet, with my exercise, and I'm quite proud of for the last 15-20 years at least, I have kept everything very stable and in control. So my biggest insecurity, and probably the worst thing for anybody to say to me, would be, you've got fat or you've put weight on, because that would have a mental impact on me. So I don't think I would have ever have thought about facial aesthetics if I would have carried on with the lifestyle that I'd got at the time. My husband had a very manual job. He was always out and exercising. So I thought I could just eat exactly the same as him, even though I stayed at home with the children. So it's a lifelong insecurity for me.
Well, I think, Jean, you dealt with it very well. First of all, because you dislike something, you realize it, and you were able to turn things around. And to be honest with you, I even couldn't imagine or put you at this bracket of the weight category, because that is probably almost twice what your weight is now. Well, that is, I think, quite remarkable. But also, I think, to look well as you're growing older, it's an achievement itself, because that is a reflection of hard work, because either we want it or not, it's not necessarily sweating in the gym every day, but it's just taking care of yourself. When we're young, pretty much everything given to us by nature in a good or not so good way. But I think as well, it's very admirable when I think when you look back at yourself and you feel, I'm looking better now than I did 10 or 20 years ago. So I think that's fantastic.
And how do you feel? Obviously, you're very beautiful, and people come to see us, and everybody comments, which is lovely that people are so willingly giving compliments openly now. And I think as a culture, both of us need to accept that and don't be kind of shocked when people are kind. But even though people are telling you that over and over again, you must feel some insecurity yourself.
Well, first of all, thank you for complimenting. But yes, absolutely. And I think so when people compliment me or saying like you're beautiful, the reality is I don't think I have ever considered myself personally beautiful. It could be maybe reflection, you know, I'm coming from the Eastern Europe, from Ukraine, and I think the pressure on women appearance and youth is very high over there, which sometimes I think bordering with the point that it's probably was not even right, especially at the time when I was growing up. And there was so many beautiful girls around. So I always consider myself pretty and someone who looks after herself, after skin. So, but as an aesthetic doctor, if I will break my face into different anatomical areas and look at them individually, the honest truth that I would not like any of them. But when they put all together, I think I'm actually quite happy within my appearance. And I think we also shouldn't just look at the beauty as only superficial thing, which what we see on the outside. As much as it is very important, but I think the beauty comes from inside, and it's very important when both things combine. So because you can see an absolutely stunning lady, but you can't have a conversation because they are so cold or so locked within themselves. So, and then within probably half an hour, you don't see this person as beautiful as you saw them within first 30 seconds. And vice versa. So you can have a person who is very pretty, looking well after themselves, and you might say for someone they will be beautiful, for others they might be less beautiful. So, but when they open in conversation, they very deep, they warm, they sometimes could be even viral. Like, you know, you have this need to hold the conversation, to be around this person, and I think that is very important. So I think what we putting as a definition of beauty. So I think probably that is a message for all wonderful ladies who come to see us, that you know, if you dislike one thing, try not to focus on it. And I think also, as a great reflection, not so long ago, I have, for the very first time in my life, a facial trauma that I actually caused myself in the gym, which could have been much worse. But at the moment, I have like a little scar, which probably will go completely. Maybe I will have just a little bit of a scar left. But that actually made me realize that despite that I have had a black eye and swelling and suture, I didn't feel less of myself. Because maybe if this would happen in my 20s, I think I probably would sit at home for this whole time and just didn't want anyone to see it. When today I feel, well, this will heal, but I still will be me. So I think that is a very, very important
and
thing.
I think open conversation is so important, and everybody's smile.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it just makes a face if they come in and they're smiling, and even a bigger smile when they're going back out again is so rewarding.
Absolutely, absolutely. And reflecting actually on my previous comment, smile is the one thing that I actually like about myself.
Yes, oh, definitely.
So, and probably I need to be grateful to my parents who advised me at the time and forced me to have braces. So, but it's so much worth it, because probably one of the most compliments I get is about the smile.
Teeth.
Yes, and teeth.
And they are so white.
Well, thank you, Jean. And Jean, you also get a lot of compliments. So how does it make you feel? And especially you recently, you have lots of compliments every time you're going out. You're sharing it with us.
It is really, really strange. And I don't know whether people are becoming more open, whether it's the aura that I give as I'm walking. I just really don't know, but I'm 65 and get more compliments from strangers now than I have ever had in my life. And just this week, a couple of people have stopped me to say, and I always tell them back that they look lovely as well, and it makes them smile and I smile. But then I think about it afterwards and I think, why? You know, I'm not overly dressed up. I would always be out with my skincare and my makeup and my hair done, but it's not that I'm overly trying. I feel as though it is just my confidence in my 60s. So is it that I look different, or is it that I feel different?
I think it's probably both. It's the whole package because how you look determine how you feel.
Yeah.
And if you feel good, then you're probably determined to maintain this style, to maintain this level of commitment to your routines, to your skincare, to have your treatments to look well, to eat healthy diet, to
Yeah.
feel good about yourself. So I think that is never just one individual thing. And it will be completely opposite because I think you can always tell when someone is trying too hard.
Yeah.
So I think it's also the
Yeah.
whole fact you don't need to try. When you have the package, it comes across. You don't need to do anything for
Yeah.
it.
And if we just get one comment like that a week and we give it back, we feel better, and the person that we've spoken to feels better as well.
And
So,
I think also compliments absolutely worth giving because you make the person day, and sharing positivity, I think, is something that the whole world really needs more.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.